my family has been repetitively denied. I understand Travis Bloom is an idiot. I understand that, fully understand that. He holds a good heart.
Fabricating fictitious government you ever seen.
My little brother used to run to mother and say, "Mom, BB hit me." BB was my sister. He used to say, "BB hit me." Mom would say, "Well, my lovely young man, where are the marks to prove such?" Well, my mom, show me the marks. He could not show any marks. Mother would say, "I can't tell where the marks are." True story.
And the evidence is going to show that law enforcement tampered with evidence to meet their such high burden of proof.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Said
Everybody has.
Oh, okay.
Good. Welcome back to part 2 of the day where they have just started, but before that they had a 20-minute argument over some evidence. And Brandon, I am actually streaming. I actually did stream in the morning as well. So I am actually streaming. But let's hear what the argument is with the evidence. Put us on the Bluetooth.
Just very briefly, Your Honor, I just want to put on the record, I'm not sure if we have already, but People's Proposed 266 is going to be displayed. I think we have an agreement. It's going to be displayed but not introduced. These are 90 photographs that were on the defendant's phone that were taken of Dee Warner's phone in a text exchange that she had with her son's dad. So we're agreeing that the contents of the conversation between the two are not admissible, but we want to show the photographs just to show that they were on the defendant's phone.
It is. My understanding is that Mr. McCready is going to just sort of zip through them, so they won't be up enough for anyone to be able to read them.
That's correct.
Okay. Although, I mean, you could just show her on your iPad. I don't know why we've got to put it on the screen if
I
it's
can
not
do
being
that.
introduced. Yeah, that, I think that because someone could take a still photograph of it.
Okay. So I guess
But I guess the media could take a photograph of an exhibit that's not being introduced and capture the text exchange. That's the issue.
I don't think that's here or there in terms of admissibility, though. In terms of the media can see it.
But the public can see it. And we,
I don't understand how that affects admissibility.
well, they're not, it's not being
Enjoy it.
is my understanding.
Right. So I think we're on solid ground displaying it for what it is, which is an attempt by the defendant to get a text exchange off of Dee's phone. So we're not going to be showing enough to show any hearsay that's contained in there, but the relevance of it is that they exist at all. And so for that reason,
So why would we show photographs that contain hearsay to the jury?
so but they're not going to be able to read it because I think if I could show you, it's so small. So a couple things. I could show them up there just so you're not going to see. It's going to be almost impossible to read them. But also whether or not the statements themselves are hearsay, they're not being admitted for. Even if they were being admitted, they would not be admitted for the truth of the matter. They'd be admitted for the defendant's access to them and his state of mind, his intent.
But the question of the witness would be, if you find screenshots on Mr. Warner's phone, yes, approximately how many? 90. Right? I mean, we're not going to say they don't exist. So to show them to the jury to prove that they exist, that's what the witness's testimony is going to be.
Yes.
So
And I
if they're
talked
not
with my
being admitted,
daughter.
which they're not, putting them on the screen to show, I mean, I think it's irrelevant, it's unfairly prejudicial. I don't even see why we would be putting something up on the screen that's not being admitted as an exhibit or as a demonstrative aid. This isn't a demonstrative aid. It's just, did you
I actually watched part of what happened this morning. Apparently, the police was telling the housemaid what to say, more or less. So that's going to be interesting. I think it's a lot about how you see it, because she didn't know the name fentanyl before the police told her.
Fine, picks up the phone, the answer is yes.
They are discussing if they can show some pictures of some screenshots on his phone. They're not going to disagree that there's 90 screenshots, but because they are so small, they can't be able to see it, but they want to blow them up, and the defense doesn't want to do that. Is she in trouble? No, she just wanted the baby Baker. But it's because with the house, I was looking at putting down talk to my brother about some financing of a house tomorrow, and of course that house has just been taken off the market today. So that's not going to happen. So we were just talking about what else was there, and then baby Baker was waving at me, and then we waved at each other for an hour. That's nice. No, my daughter doesn't get in trouble.
So in the pattern here of what we call, generally speaking, stalking, the tracking her whereabouts, etc. And so in trying to clone her phone was another piece of evidence. This is along those same lines where, I mean, the testimony was also she had her phone with her all the time. She was very secretive. The inference is clearly that she would not have wanted him to be in her phone taking 90 or 91 screenshots of her conversation with Zach. So there's another instance of that stalking. And that was also part of our 404B 768.27a motion. So so the import of them is that he did this at all. I mean, if it's whether we can show them or not, I mean, we would then seek to admit them under the theory that it's not for the hearsay that's in the text at all. It's for the fact that they exist.
So I'm trying to make sure I'm on the same page. I think the goalpost just shifted from we want to show them, but not admit them, to we want to admit them.
No, I'm saying that if there's a problem with just showing them, then we would seek to admit them. But I'm fine with just showing them. But the alternative shouldn't be not to show them at all. It should be to admit them. I'm trying to find a common ground having needed.
Sorry, you want to respond to that?
Sure. So the court already ruled that evidence of this sort is admissible. So we've heard testimony about the attempted cloning of the phone and other things along those lines. The question, what did you find on the phone? I found 90 some photographs of text messages between Ms. Warner and her son. All of that the court's already ruled is admissible. I am struggling to see why we have to show it on the screen. I mean, the witness is going to say that's what she found. We're not disputing that's what she found. So what's the point of showing it? I mean, I really don't understand the relevance of it. If anything, it's cumulative and it's not coming in as an exhibit. And if the point is, well, they can't read it, so it doesn't matter, well, then why are you even putting it up on the screen? I mean, again, to show that it existed, there's literally no dispute. The witness is going to testify it existed.
I don't think that prevents them from presenting evidence they want to present. The fact that a witness can testify about something doesn't preclude them from introducing other evidence of the same thing. So can I see some of these? I don't think I've seen these.
She's actually a lot like me,
And I'd be going through them this fast, and I'm not going to go through all 90 of them.
but she's argumentative. She must have that from her mother. No, he kisses the backside of the phone because he thinks I'm on the backside. But he's a cute little one. He can say tractor. And meow. Very important words. But he calls me, his mom, and his mother's mother the same name. No.
But I would say for the record that I was not able to read anything that was displayed on the screen. I would like to step out for a moment.
Thank you.
La 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 la. I'm so glad I didn't come back 30 minutes ago.
As I see this issue, if something's going to be shown to the jury, unless it's a demonstrative exhibit, which I don't think disqualifies as, it needs to be either admitted into evidence, or if it is not going to be admitted into evidence, then it should not be shown to the jury because of the likelihood, in my opinion, that it will cause confusion to the jury. Because if we show it to them, they will, I think, presume that they are allowed to use that as evidence and consider it as evidence as they're doing deliberations, when in fact they are not, because it is not evidence. So they should not be considering those photos that you're showing to them. So if they're not going to be admitted into evidence, I do not think that they should be shown to the jury.
Can I show them to the witness? Well, I guess it doesn't matter at that point. She can just testify that there's 90 photos on the iPhone or the iPad. Yeah. So I guess, Your Honor, we'd be seeking to admit them as an exhibit under the argument that the things that are on there, whether they be hearsay or not, are not being admitted for the truth of the matter. We don't care if any of those statements are true or not. Now, we are arguing that they're true, just that they exist at all, that they're on the defendant's phone, and that they're photographs that were taken, not screenshots. So yeah, we'd be seeking to admit them at this point.
Do you know anything about the content of the messages?
I mean, I have looked at them obviously, but can I tell you right now that it's all kinds, 90 pages of just everyday conversation between Dee and her son Zach over business matters, personal matters, everything in between.
Thank you. So the conversations are hearsay. There are private conversations between Ms. Warner and her son, as Mr. McCready said, about business, about their feelings about certain people, about their feelings about Mr. Warner, about all kinds of things. Even if the photographs themselves are relevant, the content of the messages is unfairly prejudicial.
He is a little chunkster, and he is blonde.
The jury to wade through 90 pages of private messages between two people. And so for that matter, because I think it's unfairly prejudicial and distracts from the key matter in this case, they should not be admitted. Thank you.
What is the content of the messages that is prejudicial to Mr. Warner?
So the fact that the jury is going to have 90 pages of messages, that is distracting to that and waste of time. So there are conversations about the business, there are conversations about Ms. Warner's feelings about Mr. Warner, I believe, and it's been easily a week and a half to 2 weeks since I've looked at all of them. But I think that Mr. Bachman also indicates some of his feelings about Mr. Warner, although I think that might be fairly minimal. But there's just a lot of irrelevant information in there. So again, while photographs, the fact that there were photographs may indeed be relevant, which I believe the witness is going to be testifying to, and that certainly is evidence, the content of the messages, which is in the photographs, is irrelevant.
Well, the people have stated a non-hearsay purpose for the use of the photographs. And so to the extent that the conversations in them are irrelevant or that they constitute hearsay, I don't know that hearsay is a valid objection at this point. I think that there's, as I said, a valid non-hearsay purpose for admission of those photographs. What I'm unclear on at this point is whether or not there is content in those that would be potentially prejudicial.
So I don't know if the court wants to conditionally admit them theoretically. I don't even know how that would work. I can certainly look at them this weekend, and then if I think there's something really specific that would be outside of the norm of what Mr. McCready and I have spoken about. So again, it is 90 pages. We may certainly have this something that we can certainly speak to them about redacting that. So before maybe it gets published, I don't know how you would be publishing it to the jury where they could read the messages. So for instance, before maybe that's printed out and goes back as an exhibit, we can take a look at that and see if there's anything we think should be redacted, work with them on it. And if that doesn't resolve it, we can bring it to the court. Maybe so maybe it could be admitted with the caveat that we can certainly come back to the court and ask for redactions before it ultimately goes to the jury. Just trying to think out loud of how the best way to handle this would be.
Okay, Mr. McCready, do you want any input on this?
I would be fine with that, especially as Your Honor has indicated. So you're sitting close as the jury. You couldn't read. I couldn't read them. So they're not going to be able to read them today. All we really wanted to do, back where we started, was show them today. If we can look through more carefully over the weekend and come to some agreement about some that should be redacted before we actually submit them as an exhibit, we're fine with that.
I mean, to be clear, nothing stands out to me and I've looked at these multiple times. So the last time again was maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, but nothing about them stands out to me right now where I think that would need to be redacted. But I do want the opportunity, if the court would allow it, to go through them again just to make sure.
No, I think that's wise, particularly since I haven't had a chance to review the content of those messages. So I think that sounds like an appropriate way to proceed. So I will admit those, however, provided they not be published to the jury other than in the manner that Mr. McCready just demonstrated, until we had a chance to go through the content of the messages and redact anything that might be prejudicial of the jury to see.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else we need to address before we enter?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and spell it for the record.
Danielle Vandenheuvel. It's DANIELLE-VANDENHEUVEL.
Okay, and where do you work?
I work for the Michigan State Police.
And what do you do for the state police?
I'm a digital forensic analyst.
And what does that mean? What do you do?
A digital forensic analyst, we preserve, extract, and analyze data from various forms of technology. And to do that, we create the best possible copy of data from that device. We can then analyze it and provide reports.
No, the Midwest is notoriously without blondes in America. There's no Scandinavian roots over there at all.
Investigators to review.
Okay. So like iPhones, iPads, some things like that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you review an iPhone 12 Pro Max in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And showing you what's been submitted as People's 228. You recognize this cover page?
Yes.
And what is this?
This is a device information page that is provided once a device is extracted.
Okay, and what is this device specific to?
This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Okay, and you see the device name?
Yes, Dale's iPhone.
And you see the owner name
Yes, Dale Warner.
and the account that's associated with the phone.
warag@me.com.
And then the phone number?
517-817-6796.
And do you know when this phone was placed into service?
After reviewing the phone, it was set up in March of 2021.
Okay. And when was the extraction done from that phone?
It was done on May 10th, 2022.
So this Exhibit 228, this is, you agree, page 2 of the cover page, or the cover sheet?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's got, so were there also on that phone, did you look and see some screenshot, or not some screenshots, some photographs that were on this phone that were from another phone?
Yes.
Okay, and what were the pictures taken of?
The photos depicted images taken of a different device of messages that were displayed.
Okay, this is people's 266. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that?
That is the photo found on the iPhone depicting another individual's device.
Okay, and could you read at the top of the page who the texts were between?
Can you zoom in at all?
No.
Oh, this is
believe it
gonna
was
be a luster
Is
cluster.
it between Zach and D?
Yes, I believe so, if I remember, yes.
Okay, thank you. And how many photos were there?
Close to 90.
Okay, I'm just going to scroll through just to show the type of thing we're talking about. And does the iPhone have a section for photos?
Yes.
And is that where these were found?
Yes, they were from a synced directory.
I lost the clock.
Were there also on that phone texts between Dee and Dale?
Yes. There are messages located off Dale's iPhone between Dale and Dee.
If you look at 194, the message from Dee to Dale, what is the date of that message?
8/6/2020.
Okay. And 195, what's the date of the message from Dee to Dale?
2/18/2021.
Okay. 196, the message, the text in the middle of the page, what is that date?
2/23/2021.
2321?
Yes.
And again, that's from Dee to Dale?
Yes.
Okay. 197, what's the date of that text?
2/25/21.
267,
3/1/21.
198.
3/5/21.
If you look at the top of the first message,
3/3/21.
okay. Did you also look at an iPad Pro?
Yes.
This is people's 230. What was the date of the extraction for the iPad Pro?
It was May 12th, 2022.
And again, the device name was?
I believe Dale's iPad.
Oh, sorry. I'm not. I thought it was for something. There we go. Sorry.
Dale's iPad Pro.
Yep. Were there some internet searches on the iPad Pro?
Yes.
And you people 230. Do these searches have a date associated with them when they were searched?
No.
Looking at the first, but we know that they were on there when it was extracted on May 12th, 2022, though, correct?
Yes, they had to be previously.
And looking at the first search, can you indicate what browser or what search engine was used?
Google.
All right, and what was the thing that was searched for?
Search chemical cremation.
And the next search,
This is on Gizmodo for what is liquid cremation and why is it illegal?
why is it illegal?
Correct.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I heard you right. Okay, and then the third search that's on there?
From wired.com, alkaline hydrolysis liquid biocremation.
Oh my. Everyone,
The fourth
never Google.
From Google, what to do with 1,000-gallon propane tank.
And the next search?
Widower's dating site.
This trial is just not that exciting. So I think most people are watching Corey Richards. It goes up, it goes down, but it means that Sue got way more room to tell her great stories.
Okay, the next one?
10 widow dating sites for
And I need to go back and get that one. And on this channel, it's very imperative, and this is by order from me and Zach. Size doesn't matter.
Okay, the next one?
10 widow dating sites for widows, widowers, and divorced people.
Round
Final
count.
search that's on there?
Widower dating page.
Yes.
Was there also an iPhone 6?
Yes.
Showing you. It's going to mark as
Gracias.
people's 302.
Do, 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 do.
The date of the extraction for this device?
11/15 of 2021.
But no one is as interesting as
device
you.
name?
Sue.
Bale's iPhone.
And again, at the model iPhone 6.
Yes.
What's the phone number associated with this device?
517-605-6961.
And the Apple ID?
Borag@me.com.
Showing you printout of 302.
Didn't see the eye roll.
4 pages.
Yes.
Okay. And the first 2 pages are the cover pages.
Yes.
And what's the third page?
Third page is a home page of the tool Celebrate, displaying device info and content.
So is that a page where you could click on links and go to other parts of the phone extraction?
Yes.
Okay. And is one of those the installed applications?
Yes.
Okay. Could you turn to page 4? Do you see My Cadillac app installed?
Yes.
And do you see an app called Vyncs, V-Y-N-C-S?
Yes.
Does that say when, if that was purchased?
Yes.
When was that purchased?
1/11/2020.
Okay. And is that installed?
No.
It's not. Okay, so did you also look at a backup? Well, first of all, did you ever have Dee's phone that she actually had on April 25th, 2021?
No, not her actual device.
Okay. Did you have a backup from the iCloud?
Yes.
Okay. Did you look on it to see whether she had My Cadillac app loaded on her phone?
I did look and it was not on the device.
Okay. And what about the Vyncs app?
No.
And the email address, the Apple ID warag@me.com. Was that on her phone?
No.
I could get mine. This time I'd like to publish under the jury.
No objection, thank you.
What are we doing? Are the jury looking at it on the paper or? He Googled liquid cremations and widower dating sites. So, are they given every 90-page creepers? Deepest creepers.
The media is doing their best with this. They're doing their best. I mean, the most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and both sides take a pregnant pause and think about the jury.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
You know Maurice?
Yes.
When did you first meet Maurice?
This is in the summer of 14.
And where did you meet her?
Yeah, we're celebrating 227 for Holds Long to Die in the Cold. Jimmy got some action on the foot of the car because that lady was he was a little yeah. Bow chicka bow bow waka 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 bow chicka wow wow. It is a slow day today. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's get to it and do it. What? I love that she had just killed her husband and then she got another man's name on her cooter, and then she found a new boyfriend. That was, yeah. That was something. It's just get her some diesel oil and some Michelob Ultra. Of course, I know who Ron Jeremy is, but he's the most hairy man in the world. How does Jimmy look like him? Yeah, she had her name, his name tattooed on her cooter, or just above her cooter. So, you're not alone when she invites you out for dinner. Exactly. We have no idea who that is. Oh. Well, I, for one, do not know what you're talking about. I was singing the fight song from Sue's favorite team, the Gamecocks. Go Cocks, as he always says. You weren't here for that one. That sounds interesting. It was actually quite an interesting case because Brandy Churchwell went to school with a friend of the... She's now been found guilty in killing her husband. And she had some amazing stories to tell about how he passed away. At some point, it was her boyfriend who did it. At another point, it was her daughter who did it. They buried him under the fire pit in the garden. And Brandy Churchwell's friend had been at that fire pit having a barbecue. So at least he was with them in spirit. But she was quite the little promiscuous minx, and I can't remember if she had killed him or she had just broken up, but then she found another boyfriend and had his name tattooed in her nether regions. And then she found a new boyfriend. So, but he was with her still till he got convicted. I don't know if he sued for divorce after. Yeah, Mr. Kudo went back to his wife. He was working as a technician in Disney World. He then called his wife and pretended to be her ex-husband, or she wrote her on Facebook, pretending to be her ex-husband, telling his wife that he was having an affair, so she would break up and they could then, but the wife said, it'll be okay. And then she found a new guy, and she already had the property rights on her cooler given away. Sometimes we have good cases. Sometimes they watch 90 pages of text messages. Let me, because we have nothing else to do. I should just have taken Friday night off. If it had been me, it would be something like in this area. No, we only had oral testimony, but again, from an eyewitness, if you know what I mean. He also went in, this is where Jimmy comes in. Jimmy, who just said hello to everyone. She went in to, I think, buy a new truck, and then she came back the next day and had sex with him on the hood of a car. So she was a little, yeah. Well, it wasn't the hardest thing to draw. I have drawn way more complicated things. A ninja spider, multiple other things. That's where La Tatas de las Tunas became a thing. Yes, that was that case. Not the best place to say oral testimony. No, but it was very, very very thought about. Is this what the defense fought to get from being displayed? Is that why we're doing paper copies? I think it's because it's not allowed in as evidence. It's just a demonstrative. Hey, KDD. But who? No, she had 2 boyfriends, and then she had Jimmy that she just banged on the hood of a car. And then she had that story about how she left him, and then she had been at spin class, and when she got home to her mom's apartment, he attacked her in the apartment. How he got in there, no one knows. Sometimes we have fun cases. Every time Sue isn't the one who picked. Can we do this case? I really like fertilizer. Okay, Sue. Stop with the sloppy Joe hate. It's why are you against the sloppy Joes? You can always play innocent after. We know it was you, Sue. No, it looked good on paper, but there's been so many breaks in it. It's so slow. I was kind of hoping because the Microsoft exec who with the Hitman, that was supposed to have started in January, but that was it June it got pushed back to, or August or something like that? That's a good one. Flighty Pie and her husband once knew a man who later unalived his wife. He was in our Boy Scout group. He was a strange guy. Richard Poynton, if you want to look it up, 1999. Thank you, Sue. Without you, I would have to handle Zach alone, and no one wants to do that. Ollie Mac and Teresa Dierksmeyer. Oh, we have questions. We have questions. Am I ending the stream? Should I? I could. It's 8:30 my time. I could go and watch the rest of my series and get to bed early. I have a birthday I have to go to tomorrow. Yeah, I would have. That's because you scared Jamie away. So of course I would be lonely. Anyone else working out would skip at 3:30? I'm not, because that's 11:30 my time. No, 9:30. No, I won't. I'll still be streaming properly. No, I'm watching a show about we have we have a very flat, the West Coast is very flat in Denmark. And back in the day, they would used to have these the fishing boats, they would pull them up on the beach every night. And there's not a lot of those left, but it's a show about how they're trying to survive as fishermen, because the big industrial boats from Holland and stuff like that comes up here. And everyone is just a character, because they're weirdos who fish on boats. It's quite entertaining to watch that show, and some of them are just absolutely idiots, and the others are, let's try and fix this by, I don't know if you call them a smokehouse, where they'll like smoke fish and mussels and stuff like that for the tourists, because it's a big tourist area. And it's quite good. Sadly, it's only like 20-minute episodes. Yeah, everyone misses Jamie. Will I be on FNF? No. Most likely not, because, again, I have to drive to my brother's house, so I have to leave tomorrow at 10 in the morning, so I will try and get some sleep. Like watching Deadliest Catch, they're actually not that much about the fishing itself because they're just going out and then they catch a lot of, we call them flatfish. I can't paste, ecus, something is what you call them. But it's more about how it's really hard to get the economy to work and how, because we have very high environmental rules, but other countries doesn't have them, how we are hamstringing them. And it's how this little town of a couple of hundred people are trying to keep one of the only places in the world that still have that type of fishing alive. And I find it fascinating. It's fascinating. No, she's not on Rumble. Sue can handle it. She'll say worse things back to me. Pace. Yeah, Pace. But no, I find programs like that, they're great programs because it's just, I just finished watching that one about the people on early release. And there's another show I like to watch that's called Oops, We're Grown-Ups Now, which is about people with disabilities and how they're trying to get as normal a life as possible and how their parents, because all their parents are getting older and they're trying to secure that they will still be taken good care of when the parents start passing away. And just they're just so happy and so lucky. So yeah, I'm sorry you can't watch them with me. What are we going to do about Holland? Well, sadly, in this program, it doesn't seem like they're going to do anything about Holland. I said you were nice. Well, I said I was nice, but you just doesn't reciprocate in the same manner. No, but I like those semi-documentaries, and it's fun. They just had a guy who got married who in the first episodes he didn't do anything but just drink beer and play PlayStation with his buddy, and then he met a lady and he's the weirdest guy in the world, and he's been adopted from Sri Lanka. And imagine if you had a person from Sri Lanka who started talking to you in the same hick accent that Sue uses. It's really weird. And he has the most Atlantic accent of anyone in the show. And he's just a happy guy. Great programs.
Anything further to say? Thank you.
Was that what she had to do?
Good afternoon, Ms. Vanden Heuvel. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good, after you just sat there for so long. When lawyers say they only have a few questions for you, we're usually lying, but I really do only have a few questions for you.
Sounds good.
So you did work additional to what you testified to earlier this afternoon, correct?
Yes.
So one of the things that you did was you looked at one of Mr. Warner's devices, and he was using Find My iPhone on April 25th, 2021, correct?
There was data usage, yes.
Beg your pardon?
Yes, data usage from that application.
And so he had looked 3 times, and if you need to refresh your memory on the times, because I know we're going back a ways, feel free to let me know and Ms. Saylor can help you out. So does this sound correct? 8:48, 42 a.m.?
I would like to refresh my memory if possible.
Sure.
No, she's way too. Oh, I'm so nice to you. Oh. And she's always she has to do commentary.
Moving into 147.
Got it.
Okay, great. So is that correct? 8:48 and 42 seconds?
Yes, last connected.
Thank you. And then there was another time where it connected at 10:28:49 a.m. that same day? That's on the next page.
Yes, correct.
And then another time, 2:30:56 p.m., correct?
Yes.
And then just to clarify, when you were talking about the internet searches that you saw, there's no way to put a specific date on those, correct?
Correct.
We're talking about a fairly large time period?
Correct.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. Nothing additional.
Mm. That wasn't a lot.
Do you have any redirections?
I think we're good, Your Honor.
You have 2 questions that we received from jurors.
Yeah, she's way too. Oh, I just blah, 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 blah. Just get to it.
It's my understanding that the parties are in agreement that both questions may be asked.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct. First question is, what date were the Google searches made?
Good
The
question.
dates were unable to be determined based off how they were located on the device.
Second question is, with the dating site searches, were you able to find a profile linked to the defendant? Would this be part of the investigation beyond your field or office?
This was not looked at.
Mr. McCready, any follow-up based on those questions?
Were you able to determine when the iPad was activated?
I can't recall exactly. I believe it was in 2020.
So in terms of the dates of the searches, we know they were after 2020 and before the extraction from that iPad.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing additional. Thank you.
Okay. And may we excuse the witness from her speech?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Charrier.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Do you want to take a break now?
That's just what we were discussing. I didn't know how long the next witness was. So I think we're in agreement that might be a good time.
Oh,
All right, why don't we take a 10-minute break? We'll come back and. We'll come back in about 10 minutes.
they've been back for 1 hour, and they're already gone again. What in the world is going on, and where is Carmen Sandiego? Yeah, they came back at 1:30, and then they spent 20 minutes arguing over the photographs, and then they went on break after 40 minutes of mostly nothing. It's That's I'm really getting annoyed with this right now because it's Friday night and we're just doing nothing. Maybe one of the jurors have a UTI. No, it's because the next witness might be a long one. Dude, it was 9 weeks, not 5 weeks. 9 weeks. Sure, let's say that. It's so disjointed. How is the jury getting anything out of this? That's the problem. This is just the same and the same and the same and the same and the same. Some technical that doesn't. When was it? When did you find these searches? I don't know. When did they happen? I don't know. Again, it sounded like he had done the dating searches right after she disappeared. Then it's really, really bad. But if he did it in 2022, if he was searching for liquid cremation in 2023, you can turn us off if you want. Yeah, but you're the one who keeps me here. Or else I'll just be running away. So yeah, Britain is 5 weeks. I don't know how well it went with this. I saw a panel show about the well, it looks very intriguing over there. If anyone was thinking about leaving and go see in this case instead. Oh, she's having a good time. Let's turn. No, the music's there. New defendant in high school. Why are they on break?
No objection.
Of course.
Oh, they have an objection.
Difficult for you. Now, you, of course, have been called as a witness for the state, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was there a time a couple
Oh,
of
yes.
And did they reach out to you a couple of months ago to try and get you to come in and meet with them?
Yeah, I've tried multiple times.
Multiple times. All right. I'm going to show you just for what's been marked as Defense Exhibit 1002. Did you is those text messages?
Yes.
Were those text messages from your phone?
Yes.
And they were between you and Detective O'Driscoll, is that right?
Yes.
So your texts are in blue, is that correct?
Yes.
And his are in black?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask that we publish that 1002 be admitted and published.
No objection.
Of course.
Katie, can you?
It's what the state regards as, is it 2 pages, Katie? 4. Okay.
It's just as boring.
Screenshots.
Yeah.
Well, we're not missing much. That's all we can say. That's actually the biggest problem by being a trial streamer. We have kind of lacked some good. I think a lot of us were kind of banking on Koberger would be the next good case to cover, and that became a nothing burger. And then Courtney Clenny has been pushed so many times, so everyone was kind of hoping she would start in December. So Koberger, Courtney Clenny was kind of the setup we were going to, and then the Microsoft exec was supposed to start in February, and all of it, Koberger went away, and the other two has just been pushed all the time. So yeah, that's you can't win them all, and that's the worst part of being a trial streamer. Is sometimes you have to just sit here and spin a yarn. Earlier today, I talked about ladies of the night for hire, and I don't know where to go now. The defendant in Richards is insufferable. They have been playing a lot of games, and I stopped trusting anything they said by day 2. Old line read. I haven't watched that much. Again, when they did their opening statements, my daughter called. I watched part of the state's opening, and then I didn't hear the defense opening, and then I think I maybe now and again I'll pot in and look for 5 seconds, and it's just when it's not the case you're watching, you just get I don't want to waste time on it. There's a really good case going on in South Carolina. Sadly, the judge refused cameras. Is that the one where the lawyers were thrown out? Yes. No, that was in Florida. Because that was really weird that there wasn't cameras in that case, because the lawyers were thrown out of court and the judge just left. So that's what I want. And I know we only remember the good cases, but finding people like the Adam Montgomery case, just because it was horrible, but we could all just hate everyone in that case because everyone was an insufferable drug addict or a government worker who didn't do their job. So that was a good case because we could all be united in hating everyone. Then you had the Lori Schaefer case. That was funny because she had another guy's name on her cooter. Then we had the Tyrone, the treehouse guy. That was a good case as well because I just hated him. I thought he was the biggest prick in the universe, and he was goddamn lucky he didn't go to prison no matter what. A decent defense attorney could have gotten that case thrown out if he didn't want to fight the state. Then, of course, we had Bradley Yawn, our pro se idiot. That was a good case as well. I liked the Nicholas Mew case as well. That was a pretty good case. I really despised the Memphis case, but that was because it was a less than 2-day-old kid. I hated the border guy that Dave lured me into and started all of this. I liked the Sergeant Dumb case because it was so cringe. Did they say it was on Hercuda in open court? Yeah. This was a family unaliving, daughter and her husband charged with unaliving her mother, stepfather, and both grannies. Oh my God. Oh my God. Alfie says, I just enjoy hanging out with you guys. It's okay if the case is kind of boring. The only problem is you like to have new people come in and see how wonderful chat can be. And maybe stick around and like to hang out with us. Because, hey, it is a business in the end of it. So that's why that's all. And I've always tried to do the cases no one else does. So you kind of hope it's going to be a funny case that people will talk about and say, hey, let's go check that out because Corey Richards is actually kind of boring. So that's what you always hope for. Steve says, I like the Mew trial mostly because hated the kids for the culture. I hated those kids. And I hated that drunk guy who sent his kids over to antagonize him as well. He was an idiot and tried to run and that doomed him. Oh, I liked the new, was it New Hampshire one, the Pew Pew case? That was a good one too. I also liked the Carly Gregg because we had a lot of good conversations about mental health. I like that. I like it when we have cases where we can talk a lot about all these things. I saw something about some MLS guy. That's no MLS. That's soccer in America, I think. Maybe it was MLB. That's basketball or something like that. Who pewed his in-laws or something. Smaller chat rooms are where the elite hang out and sack. Bar waiter. Well, I would still love to have a smaller chat room up to 300 people. You can still have a good chat going, and hey, it'll pay me a little bit at the end of the month. But again, it ain't about the money. Money is all about the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. The Colin Griffith case was good and ended so. Can I remember the Colin Griffith case? What's the Colin Griffith case? Did I cover that? I can't remember. Oh yeah. The kid who killed his mom and his dad. Yeah, 500 is the chat is still pretty good, decent. Sarah was a good case as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Come on. Tracy Rudolph was good. I don't think I did that. Well, he must have had a reason why to do it. That was the case where Grey Lady freaked out on Zach. Yes, that's when Zach.
I've got a back of the record in People versus Warner. The people may call witnesses.
The people would call Kevin Greca.
Except this one, it's going to be 2 weeks or 2 months. Not.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty for perjury?
I do.
Good afternoon. Can you please state your full name and spell it for the record?
Kevin, Kevin, Greca, Greca.
Where were you employed in April of 2021?
Lenawee County Sheriff's Office.
And what was your title?
A detective.
How long were you a detective with the Lenawee County?
Do you have some yellow minions running around with you? And 3 adopted little girls. He looks like Gru.
Sheriff's Department.
Approximately 15 years as a detective.
All right. How long did you work for the Sheriff's Department in total?
30
I know.
years.
At some point in time, you became involved in this case, correct?
That's correct.
Prior to your involvement in this case, did you know Dee Warner?
I did not.
Did you know Dale Warner?
Neither of them to the best of my knowledge.
All right. How did you become involved?
Detective Sharp is a colleague of mine, and he let me know that in the morning that there was a missing person, and he was looking into it, or I believed he was looking into it. And then the day progressed, and I really didn't think anything had really occurred on the case. And I believe I got a phone call from Officer Wolf from the Tecumseh Police Department. His daughter worked for the...
Objection. Hearsay.
Hearsay. That's
I don't
not
want to know what
hearsay.
anybody told you. I just wanted to know what the first thing you did was, okay?
Okay. Then I contacted Zach Bach, who was a son.
Okay.
And when I spoke to...
Was that his name? I'm not sure, Dory. Maybe. Detective Greger, yeah, I think that this was the guy who was out for lunch for 8 months.
Zach, I asked him if he was on a bank account with Dee
Okay.
Warner.
I'm gonna stop you. Do you remember when you contacted Zach?
Approximately 3 p.m.
Okay, and what date was that?
The 25th.
Was it the 25th or the 26th?
She went missing on the 24th. It's the 26th. Yep.
Okay. She was reported missing on the 25th?
Correct.
Okay.
Deputy Hall.
Okay, and so you contacted Zach, and about 3 p.m. you said?
Approximately.
Okay, what'd you guys do?
He did say he was on the bank account with Dee. I wanted to see if there's any activity on her credit card. So we went to Tecumseh where they banked. Spoke to
I didn't cover that
there
one.
among the employees and stated there had not been activity on the account. I believe the last one was like whether it's a massage or getting nails done or something like that, but nothing since she was reported missing.
Okay. After you left the bank with Zach, where did you go?
Went to the Warner residence on Munger Road.
What was the purpose of that?
Touch base with Dale Warner.
Did you make contact with him there?
I did.
Did you have a conversation with him?
I did.
Interviewed him?
I did.
Did Dale Warner tell you that he believed his wife was at Zach's house?
I don't recall that.
Okay. Had you been to Zach's house?
No.
During the course of your interview, did Dale tell you that there was money missing from his safe?
Sure, he did.
No, it's okay. And did he tell you approximately how much was missing?
He did.
Okay. And you recall what that amount was?
I want to say in the $50,000 range. He did give 2 numbers. I don't recall what they exactly were, but
Okay. Do you remember if it was 50 to 100,000?
that does sound accurate.
Okay. Did you count the money in the safe to confirm how much money was there?
I did not.
Okay, but there was some amount of money left, correct?
I don't recall seeing any money. I asked about a gun. I'm not sure it was that day or the next day, but I believe it might have been that day.
Okay.
If she has any firearms and if the firearm was there.
So the defendant never showed you any sum of money at all that day or any day?
There was money everywhere throughout the house in the vehicle. As far as him actually bringing it to me, I don't recall him ever bringing any money to see it or count it.
Okay. And you discussed going to the safe to look for a firearm?
We were in a room in just off the bedroom, and he spoke of a firearm, and he said she does have one because I asked if she has a firearm, whether it's suicide or something like that was kind of where I was going with it. And he said yes she does, and he goes it's right here. But it was just the safe. It wasn't, I said, well, could you please open up so I can confirm it? And he did. And there was a firearm there.
Okay. And you confirmed with him at that time that he hadn't yet checked for the gun before you got there?
My perception of it was that. That's correct.
Okay.
Objection. The move to strike, if that was his perception of it, it would be what he knows, not what he's perceiving or speculating.
Your Honor, we can play the interview from the 26th again if we want to, where Mr. Warner tells him he hadn't checked the safe yet. So.
Okay. Well, I would agree with Ms. Sherry at this point that he's required to testify from his personal knowledge, and I don't think that a perception of something constitutes personal knowledge.
Okay. How many guns did Mr. Warner show you that day? Do you remember?
My recollection of the events, I was there on multiple days. I would say a minimum of 7 days. I had been to Mr. Warner's residence. So for me to differentiate what day from 4 years ago, I apologize. I don't recall. If you certainly, my body cams would be on, maybe there, but
okay.
I recall seeing several long guns in the basement, kind of up on a wall, nicely displayed underneath the stairwell. I think was another section of firearms. And then in the closet, if you will, walk-in closet, which is where the safe allegedly was that handgun. Now I think about it, alongside the bed, I think is another safe, smaller individual handgun safe, maybe with like a finger combination or recognition
Okay.
lock.
And at that point, did the defendant express any concern to you that any of the firearms were missing?
He did not.
When was the next time that you had contact with Dale Warner?
Would have been the next day.
Do you know approximately what time?
I don't.
Okay, and that would have been, well, let me ask you this. You've since retired from the sheriff's department, is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay, and so do you have access to any of your police reports or anything like that?
I don't.
Okay. So can you tell me again approximately what time you believe you don't know?
Don't know.
Okay. You think it was early in the day?
It could have been.
All right. Do you remember doing a search of the Warner property where you walked the outside of the property?
I did the inside first, and then started the outside.
Okay. I'm going to show you People's Exhibit 211. This is your body cam dated April 27th, 2021 at 12:28. Is this you doing the search? Walking?
Yeah, that'll be my hand. Yep. Yes.
All right. And what are you looking for when you're walking around the property?
Literally anything. For the most part, Dee Warner is really the primary. But then
Is this the guy who's supposed to be hostile?
whether it's blood or whatever.
And typically your body camera would have sound, correct?
It does.
Okay. And was this a fairly windy day and kind of loud with your walking with your body camera?
I got you.
Was it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't recall that,
Okay.
but that is a common problem. We got a dead chicken here somewhere.
Okay. Searching the chicken
Did you
coop.
stroke it?
And at this point in time, do you know there's a couple businesses on the property?
Total of 3.
What are you searching all the semis for?
Dee Warner. I would tap on the side of the aluminums first to see if I could, if they were solid or not, hollow. Because if I were to open that door, all the grain would come out. So
Okay.
check the cabs as well.
Sue is not number one. Not now. Not ever. Thank you, Zach.
While this is playing, if you can look at that map, People's 263, do you know where you're at on the property at this point?
Yes. marks over in that area, west side of the property.
Was sweet.
Now, during this time while you're walking around, do you have a plan for the canine and the drone team to come as well?
I did. Mr. Warner was not aware of that at that point, but I did.
At this point, he wasn't aware?
I don't believe he was, correct?
Okay. Okay. What was the purpose of calling the drone team and the canine?
To search for Dee Warner.
Do you know what area you're heading out to now on the map?
Yeah, northwest corner of the property. So, this area.
Okay. Can you describe the items, some of the items that are in the back northwest corner of that property?
Pretty much a standard farm operation. You see some tile there, farm equipment, disc. I remember a semi cab, like just a cab area.
Okay.
Coming up to, in this area is like a burn area where they burn their trash and in cans to burn the paper off, and then
Is that
separate.
the area you're talking about right there?
That is it, correct.
Okay.
That where the trees branches are, that's the burn area.
Okay.
The semi that I was talking about, you can see is blue on the left, the semi cab.
The blue item on the left, far left?
I don't know if that one is. I think the lighter blue one. I don't remember there being two cabs, but there might have been.
Okay. And you also said it was did you say trash pile too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I thought I
No,
heard
that's
you
great.
say, okay.
Oh, it's the tank. That's why we're here. The tank.
Did the items that you observed around this area appear to be like trash? Because
Yeah, most of the items, correct.
okay. Do you recall seeing this particular tank right here?
I do not.
Okay. And the blue item next to that tank, is that the cab you were talking about, or is that something different?
It actually looks like there is two blue cabs there. I recalled one, but according to just watching my video, makes it look like there's two of them.
Okay. So is that a cab as well on the right? Both of them?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. All right. And do you see off to the right the 3 cylindrical items over on the side?
From my distance here, it kind of looks like one or two. The ones that are elevated, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, behind that blue, it looks like a bed of a truck.
I think I was looking further,
Oh,
just past the bed of the truck. Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, I kind of see two from my distance here. And then the third one, if that's the third one, elevated, if that's what you're talking about.
Okay, okay. And did those items stand out to you either?
They did not. I don't recall those.
Okay. And then you just do you kind of finish searching the outside of the property at this point?
Yes, I recall jumping up in this dump truck or whatever it is, looking inside of that, and the bed, and then the cab as well.
Okay. Again,
And circling around to the barns.
okay. Again, what were you looking for inside there?
Again, Dee Warner.
Did any of the tanks, the chemical tanks that you saw on the property, raise any concerns with you?
They did not.
Why not?
A farm expected to have them, tanks. Didn't notice anything out of the ordinary with them. It's one of his businesses, well, two of the businesses. One would be farm and two would be the fertilizer. So 3 being the trucking business.
Okay.
They don't sound like they have a very good rapport. Kind of sounds like she's expecting there's something going wrong in the questioning.
Now, do you know where you're heading on the property?
Yeah, heading towards, this one's more of a storage, or there's 2 maintenance barns, what I'd call maintenance barns. And this is smaller of the 2. As far as maintenance aspect, it had a motor home inside of it. And then if I go the other way, it'd be the chemical barn, but so far I'm not heading there. This is, now I'm heading towards the main, what I call the main maintenance barn. Is that one right there, red and white. Mr. Warner, there's 2 trucks that look like this. One is Dale's, and I don't recall if the other one's his as well, or there's 2, I believe, gray ones like that.
Okay. And did you look inside of them?
We'll find out here in a second. Yes.
I think it's
This would be what I
normal.
would call the granular fertilizer barn.
No, because again, this is the same day as she's missing. Farms like this have tanks like that, and they are closed tanks, so it's not like it's really easy to just stuff her into it. So that, and I'm not sure at what point. Well, she's probably in the tank at this point, but still, it looks closed. He painted it over, so maybe they're just thinking, well, it's a discarded tank. Who would look in a tank? They would go to the normal places.
On the left-hand side, there's several bays with what I expect to be different variations of grain. I'm sorry, not grain, fertilizer.
Do you recall during this search at what point in time that you told Dale Warner that the canine and the drones were coming out?
I do not.
Did you come out the opposite end
I
that you?
did. I did.
Okay.
This is the east end of that barn.
Okay.
East End.
Okay, and what building are you going into now?
This is what I would call more of that second maintenance barn where the motorhome will end up being in this building.
Well,
If
it's
say on that
3
day.
days later when they started looking for her. Remember, he said, "Well, she just left. She'd done that before," and I think they didn't come. The police didn't come till 3 days later. Yes, Dale is walking around with him.
So throughout this video, it appears that the defendant's kind of walking you through the property to show you where things are, or is that accurate?
That's correct.
All right. And would this be normal for a consent search?
That's correct.
Okay, no. What part of the property are you heading towards now, if you can tell? Or wait until you can.
I believe we're going to be heading up towards the office area. As well as what I would call the chemical barn liquid.
Which, I want you to look at the map and identify which building you're referring to as the chemical barn.
I don't know, number 7. Which one?
Thank you. Yep, thank you. Which side of the chemical barn are you on at this point in time?
This would be the north side.
And if at this point you walked away to meet with other officers, do you know why you would do that?
To brief them.
Okay.
Please stop sounding like he's so bored.
I would have transitioned myself from Mr. Warner to my supervisor, Lieutenant Reckner, for him to continue the
Okay.
search while
So-
I brief the 2 officers.
Okay, so Lieutenant Reckner was walking around with you at this time?
Correct.
After you walked the property with the defendant, do you know what you did next?
What I did or what he did?
What you did?
I briefed the drone operator and the K9. I believe K9 arrived first. I think they were pretty close to come at the same time.
Okay, so did they get there at some point while you were walking through the property with the defendant?
Correct.
All right, and after you briefed them, what did you do?
I don't recall.
Did you formally interview the defendant that day? On the 27th?
Yes,
Okay, and was that after you walked through the property?
I felt like it was before, but I don't recall for sure.
After you interviewed the defendant, did you intend to run the dogs and the drones through the property on the 27th?
Yes, have them do their job, correct?
And did you do that on the 27th? During the day?
We started. The drone had just lifted up in the air and had just a short, brief time frame.
Okay. Did you have your body camera on still at this point?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm going to play people's proposed 302, 303 body camera from 427.
I want my wife back. Yep, I know, that's where I'm at. You want to get, yeah. And you might be getting called out too, because everybody else is saying, I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody's got to be asking you everything too, where. Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah. But this is down here, and this guy right back here, which we just hit everything, but it's the drone. I'll make sure she's not laying somewhere in the field right here. And then the one canine, he's got one here. What I was asking you before, I grew up on a farm, so I know the weather thing, it's all that. I know getting shit in and all that stuff, the hunt stuff as well, but, you're doing great, I appreciate it all, I wanna keep it going. You know, no, I mean, you're doing great with us. Give me the right thing, yeah. And that's what, you know that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm getting at now. I have absolutely, that's why I asked you, you trust me. I have absolutely no problem with you doing all your stuff. I get that. Do you have a problem if we stay and continue doing what we're doing, we're flying the drone and these other fighters? And that's what we're getting, that's what I want.
Normally, when I go to dance class, they all ask me, "Are you here for the Cocks or the Cougars?" But apparently, it's different in South Carolina.
Alright, so you've been great, everything's perfect, did everything, we explained all that, he says, yeah, I want my wife back, do what you gotta do. And then, just at the point right now where, you know, these guys have showed up, now he's like, shit, I got shit to do. Well, if they're going, and that's why I asked that I get. Let me explain it, that's my answer right now, but here's where we're at. If someone's gonna say something, you know, first of all, the sooner the better, you know, if she is playing somewhere, whether it's unconscious or whatever, that's still a potential. The second thing is someone's gonna come back, you got 4 that are not your children. You know, that guy did something this way, if we come back tomorrow, he just gave you 24 hours, do this or that. These guys, and that's as basic as that's gonna be, You tell me don't go in the house, I won't go in the house. You tell me this, and that's why I asked you. If you have someone here you trust, I'm the same way as you. I don't have a problem. You want to call Doug's hard talk, say, hey, hard talk, have those guys, whatever. You hang out with them, whatever. And I have to respect whatever you say, but I'm telling you, those are things. Yeah, you did. I appreciate it.
The only thing, the only reason that will take out the basically just like you want, bridges and everything else. So if somebody's laying out there, that's all they're gonna do is fly. Well, and I understand that, but just tell it from my point of view, take 15 minutes from my that, and with us, we're judging on due diligence. So if you could give us 20 minutes and.
Okay. Okay. No is no. You said okay tomorrow, if that's the case, but you know what, I just the other part was, you get this part too. These guys, they came out and now they gotta go back and then come back again another day. Okay.
You guys were told me this morning.
Yeah.
You know, we could go at 6.
Okay. No. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it.
She left here.
Right. No, I appreciate it. We'll do exactly what you said. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Guys.
Did you leave? Did you pack up and leave?
We did.
Did you come back on April 27th, 2021?
Same day, correct?
Okay. Do you know approximately what time it was?
Can I look at some notes or no?
He's weird. I don't like his whole attitude.
Within 2044 hours, which is 8:44 p.m.
What was the first thing you did when you arrived on the property?
Sorry, 4 years ago. I don't recall.
Understood. Who did you come out there with to the Warner property, if you recall?
Believe it would have been Detective Sharp. I'm not sorry. I'm not sure.
Okay. How many search warrants have you executed during the course of your employment?
No clue. A lot.
When you get to a residence that you're planning on searching, what's typically the first thing that you would do?
Make contact, attempt to make contact with persons at the residence, primarily owner.
Okay. And then what would you do?
Depends on what kind of search warrant. As a narcotics officer, so those are a little different than this incident. But secure it, go through, depending on the threat, if there's potential threats there. Make contact with everybody.
He's a former cop. They know how to testify.
Again, a narcotics one, you'd secure the people. This isn't really that, so we were not intending to secure by handcuffing or whatever.
Okay. Were you intending to secure the scene in any fashion on the 27th?
There's two options that are provided to the owner normally, and especially in this situation, you can leave if you want to, or if you stay, you can be detained while we search to secure the scene. In this situation, we're dealing with a potential missing person or not sure. I don't really treat them too much difference whether it's a missing person or a homicide, but he was cooperative, so he was not secured.
Okay. Do you recall if he was on the property when you arrived?
I don't even recall that.
All right.
My body cam would show.
We're playing People's Exhibit 214. Oh, wait.
If I was only there once, I would recall better, but the fact that I've been there multiple times, I don't differentiate.
How many times do you think you were out there?
Not every time was a search, but approximately 10 times, maybe more than that. Approximately 12 times.
Okay. I'm going to show you People's 214.
Well, I went to visit my dad when I was talking to you, and my partner did type up a search warrant. We do have that. I'm standing here with both of your daughters at the front door. I'm sorry, side door. And I'll explain everything to you. We do. It is for the dogs, the drone thing. So basically, we saw it earlier. And as of right now, we're not going in your house. You know, we already went through there. So it's just a matter of the dogs is completely. Let's see. My recorder's going right now. It wasn't for a second. It's going right now, so the whole thing will be recorded. If you want to come home, you absolutely can. If you don't want to come home, you don't need to. As far as what we're going to do. Yeah, drone. That's exactly it. Yeah, the dogs. One dog is here already. The other dog is, I think, about 20 minutes out. I just wanted to tell you, obviously, that you're not here. Just like keep you updated. I'm not trying to hide anything from you, but if we come to the problem officer to come tomorrow, that in the event there's something suspicious, like someone doing some mobile grab activity, then how can we say anything? This will shut up the other side of the family. You get that? Well, no, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. You're 100% right.
This will shut up the other side of the family. It sounds like he's very biased in his investigation.
It will not shut up the other family, but at least I've done it. But I've done everything I can at that point. And you, yep, and we will. There's paperwork on that, so we will drop. If you're home by then, I mean it's going to take a little while. Yeah, well over an hour, I'm sure. If you're home. I can give you the paperwork. If you're not home, I can leave it with your daughter, and that's it. If you got any questions, I'll have my phone on the whole time, so just give me a holler, okay? All right, thanks. Yep, bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Who were you speaking to at that point?
Dale Warner on the phone, and the female's his daughter, Cam. She goes by Cammy, but I think it's probably Cameron.
Okay.
And then the other smaller one's Angelina.
And so it sounded like you called to let him know that you guys were getting ready to search the property?
Correct.
Okay. And would that be typical in a situation where you were searching somebody's residence?
Yes, for two reasons. I normally look across the T, dot an I. We have a search warrant, so we can do it, but I also normally do a consent search as well. It assists in case you find something else that you're not looking for, or if there was an issue with the search warrant, you could cover it.
Okay. And it sounds like you said you can come back to the property if you want. Is that also accurate?
That's correct.
Okay. So as part of securing the scene, what did that mean in this particular case?
It really wasn't, as far as secured, wasn't really secured.
Okay.
We didn't take any action. We didn't tape it off, or we didn't have them evacuate.
Okay. Were you told that the defendant was on the property at some point in time during the search?
I don't recall that.
Yeah, he seems very jerky.
Not to be confused with Dale Sharp right here.
can't speak here.
Okay.
Did that refresh your memory about anybody telling you if the defendant was on the property at any point?
It doesn't refresh my memory, but it certainly occurred.
Your Honor, I move to strike because if it doesn't refresh his memory, then he can't articulate that it actually occurred.
Was this,
So I would agree with that. If his memory's not refreshed, he can't testify about it. And I would grant the request to strike.
okay, thank you. Your body cams that are recording, are those recording?
Apparently, the Kelsey Fitzsimmons hearing is really good. We'll do that Sunday. Well, when the other side
Do
is
you
up, they
recall
have ear
having any information
warmers on.
about anything being done on the property on April 27th, 2021 while you were there during the search?
Kind of be the same situation as what we just went through. I know then.
Okay. Did the defendant ever make contact with you on the property on April 27th, 2021? During the course of this search?
Okay, because earlier, clearly, we had done the walkthrough, and then again, I'm sorry, I don't recall.
I'm going to refresh the witness again, Your Honor.
It just seems weird. He clearly doesn't want to be there.
That does refresh my memory.
All right.
Mr. Warner did arrive.
Did you take note of the time that you made contact with him?
Was it 21:34? So 9:34? Correct. 9:34 p.m.
When you spoke to him at that time, do you know how he arrived on the property?
I don't recall. He had been driving his truck, but I don't recall how he arrived that time.
Okay. Did you see it when I just showed you the video?
I saw him walk up and it's dark. I didn't see it.
Okay. Oops. You don't know if it was a personal vehicle or a farming vehicle?
I don't.
I don't know that case.
On April 27th, 2021, during the course of this search, did you find anything?
Nothing of evidentiary value.
Did you come back on April 29th, 2021 to the Munger farm?
Sorry. I have to refresh my memory with my notes or report.
Oh.
Report from the 29th.
I did it 3:08 p.m. Like, kind of walked away a little quick, but I believe there's two numbers. Sorry, I believe there's two numbers there that normally.
The thing about doing old trials are that if I know the result of it, I can't just sit here and say, "Oh my, no, oh, interesting." So I'll get bored. So if Sue vouches for Dean Cummings and says this is the greatest case on this side of the Suez Channel, and we can find a playlist for it, and it's not the world's longest case, I am open for it, even though Sue is normally always wrong when it comes to cases.
Indicates when I arrived and then when I left. It's something I have a tendency to do for search warrants, just let me know when I start and stop. But
Okay. At the time that you went back on the 29th, were you executing another search warrant, or did you just go there to talk to Dale Warner?
You're also crazy, Sue. Two wrongs doesn't make a right.
So you walked away a little too quick for me to read what I had done on that day. Sorry.
Oh.
4 years ago in a lot
Just
of
leave it
context.
up there and give it him 10 minutes to read it. For fuck's sake. The jury must be ready to unalive him. It's almost 4 o'clock and what are they trying to figure out? He didn't see anything. He didn't feel that.
Yes. A consent search, not a search warrant.
And on that day, do you remember calling the IT guy?
Yes, Kyle, I believe this is his name.
Okay. As a result of that conversation, did you take something with you from the farm?
Very sorry. I don't recall. Some DNA, I believe.
From Kyle?
No.
Okay. I'm going to refresh your memory about
Kyle was the IT guy. Why would he bring his DNA? Yeah, that's a year-long case. Ain't gonna happen. And I know the outcome of it because Nick was covering it. So,
Copy of the surveillance video. Doesn't specify whether that was a thumb drive, but in the property section, it would specify whether it was a thumb drive or
okay.
floppy disk or something. I believe probably a thumb drive.
Okay, so you got a copy of the surveillance video, and that would have been for the Munger farm?
Correct.
All right. What'd you do with the thumb drive or the download of the surveillance footage?
Normal protocol, what I would do is make a copy of it, which we call a work copy, and then the original would go in the evidence property room.
Okay. And did you watch any of it?
I watched some. I delegated video for the video to somebody else, I believe Kim, who was a bailiff here earlier.
Okay. Kim, what's her last name?
Straub or Bruckner. She got married at one point, so I'm not sure which it was, but she was on maternity light duty, and so she was in the office, and delegated for her to watch the video.
All right.
And then I'm sorry, to answer your question, yes, I did see some of the video.
Again, what were you looking for?
At this time, we're a couple days into it, so I looked at it for a few things. Obviously, Dee Warner, when the last time she was on the camera, Dale Warner, his activity, or anybody else coming on the property. Vehicles driving by was another issue, trying to see if somebody could have picked her up, as that was potentially rumored.
Did you notice anything that concerned you on the surveillance footage?
Not that concerned me.
During the course of the investigation, did you also check hospitals?
I did make phone calls, correct. And then Blue Cross Blue Shield as well, which was her medical insurance.
How long did you investigate this case? How long were you on this case?
At one point, it became a task force, so then it extended with that as well, with the state police and the FBI.
At least a year?
It sounds accurate with the task force part of it, correct?
During the course of your investigation, what did you do? What types of things did you do?
Numerous searches, any tips that we came up with. Spoke with Zach Bach early on, requested from him a copy of all the employees from every business, family members, at which point I delegated interviews to Deputy Hall of family members that I just...
If it's New Mexico, I didn't watch it because the time zones would be out of whack.
Didn't feel were necessary for me to interview, that he would be able to interview. Again, numerous search warrants as well as consent searches. Pretty much every time I'd get a consent search from Mr. Warner as well. Again, the Blue Cross Blue Shield, a collection of DNA. There's three different methods of collecting the DNA. One would be from the person himself, whether it's an oral buccal swab of the person. Clearly that was not available, as Dee was not around for that. A second way to do it is to find or to obtain it from three family members. The three family members were Zach Bach, Greg Hardy, Zach Bach, which is her son, Greg Hardy, which is her brother, and Amber Million, who was her daughter. That's one way. So I collected that from all three of those. They consented. And then the second way was during a search warrant and a consent search, going through the residence in the master bathroom. Took her toothbrush, which I asked several family members which toothbrush was hers. There was a lot of toothbrushes in the bathroom. Another item, I believe, was a hairbrush, and another item, I believe, was a razor that shaved her legs or whatever. I believe those were three items. So again, collecting DNA from different sources. I believe the items of DNA went to, I believe, the state police, and then the knowns from the three individuals, I believe, went to Quantico, the FBI. Yeah.
Did you also get dental records?
I did.
I have nothing further.
Good afternoon, Detective Greca.
Hello.
Barry Chartier, I represent Dale Warner, and I want to ask you some questions this afternoon. So it sounds like you were the lead investigator on the case for well over a year. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that would have been roughly the end of April 2021 The task force was formed in roughly March of 2022. Does that sound right?
It does.
And then Michigan State Police took over the case on August 9th, 2022. Does that sound about right?
That sounds accurate.
Did you do any work on the case after that time? So once Michigan State Police take over, are you still involved at some level?
If a phone tip would come in, again, being the original agency, I would forward that to the state police. But as far as any active looking into it, no, the state police was adequate to handle it.
Were they communicating with you at all about the status of the case, or no, once they took over, you were out of the loop a little bit?
Not particularly. If they had a question, they'd ask me. But other than that, no.
When the task force was going on, it was Lenawee County Sheriff's Department, Michigan State Police, and then the FBI?
Correct.
Thank you. Now, when you were working on the case, it sounds like you spoke with Mr. Warner numerous times.
I did.
And he had another attorney, not anyone sitting at this table. He would let you speak with Mr. Warner even when he was not present, correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Warner would chat with you in person?
And on the phone, correct.
And on the phone, correct?
Correct.
Now, he also gave you full access to his daughter, Lena, too, right?
Correct.
So even when he wasn't present, you would chat with her. I think at least on one occasion you went to school and had lunch with her, correct?
Correct.
He didn't try to prevent that access at all.
No, he kind of more offered it, so.
Now, we saw the video, and if you need to see it again,
No,
it's
no.
your body camera video where there's a tank on the property on April 27th, 2021, and you walked by it, correct?
Correct.
Was there anything about that tank that stood out to you when you walked by it?
I didn't even recall seeing the tank. I recall seeing other tanks, but they were like fuel. I think one regular gas, one road diesel, and then one off-road diesel. But as far as those tanks there, I didn't even recall seeing those.
Did you watch, so while you were investigating the case, did you go back and watch your body camera footage at all, or do you know if anyone else did?
It was trying to think if the video was sent to the FBI as well. I believe they would have received it as well. I watched some body camera. I don't recall watching that section right there. And then I had watched some drone video, but then again, it was delegated to Kimberly Bruckner Straub.
When you were working on the case, did anyone comment on that tank in the video and say something looks unusual about it? He certainly has a recollection of his time being involved in the case from April 2021 to August of 2022. And while he might not have remembered seeing the tank, we can ask if he remembers someone talking to him about the tank. If he doesn't remember, he can say that.
Okay, but your statement, your question asked for whether someone made a statement, and so that would be yours.
So I'm not asking what the particular statement is, but I can rephrase if the court.
That was built into your question.
Okay.
The particular statement was built into your question.
Okay, I'll rephrase. See,
Okay.
did anyone, while you were investigating or involved in the case, ask you any questions about that tank?
They did not.
Now, did anyone, while you were working on the case, ever discuss a welding theory with you?
No.
So they were shitty cops until the FBI came in.
Any experience working on a farm
I do.
or living on a farm?
I do.
And what is that?
Living on a farm, working on a farm.
Okay.
Grew up on one, so probably second grade, moved to a farm. And crops were your standard crops: corn, soybeans, wheat. And then we had a fair amount of the hay field.
Did you ever work with anhydrous ammonia?
I was younger, so in a sense, yes. My father would do it and drive tractor or whatever. But
were you familiar with the fact that anhydrous ammonia was on the Munger property?
yes,
How did that impact the investigation, if it did at all?
it did not.
Are you familiar with any hazards from anhydrous ammonia?
I am.
And what are those?
It's from both farming and my.
I'll continue on and ask him, but so what is your familiarity with anhydrous ammonia?
Two different means. One is through farming, and then the second is through narcotics division. It was a substance that was a precursor for making methamphetamine.
So how much in terms of, so how long did you work in narcotics?
3 years.
30 years? Okay.
Three.
Oh, 3 years. Okay, so 3 years. Did you get training in anhydrous ammonia?
In the manufacture of meth, which, yes, but as far as training in anhydrous on that aspect, no, just that it was a precursor for making it, and then the safety factors with it, but that also goes along with the farming itself, the knowledge of that.
So when you were in narcotics and you said sort of the training or the safety, were you told things to avoid or precautions to take?
Yes.
And what about with farming? So you said you grew up essentially from second grade. Did that stop at age 18 or did it continue on when you lived on a farm?
Probably to about, we started renting our property out, I believe. I'm not sure when it stopped, probably around 20 years old. That's just an approximation.
So roughly from second grade to when you were 20 years old, and then the 3 years in narcotics.
Correct.
Your Honor, I believe that's a sufficient foundation to ask Detective Greca what precautions, if any, he's aware of with anhydrous ammonia.
Any objection at this point, Ms. Wise?
Thank you. Detective Greca, what precautions, if any, are you aware of when dealing with anhydrous ammonia?
The tanks themselves will have what I probably call a PPE, personal protection equipment, kind of a square box on it, possibly as well as with water in it to rinse off in the event there's a hazard. Approaching it downwind if there is a leak, it's extremely toxic, poisonous. You'll know instantly, just takes your breath right out of you.
Does it have a smell?
Very strong.
Very strong. And if you get it on your skin, are you supposed to put that water on to try to wash it off?
Correct.
What happens if you get it on your skin?
I don't know.
Okay, but it sounds like it hasn't happened to you.
No, my lungs have been burned by going through it, but as far as on my skin, no.
Now, moving on to other work that you did when you were investigating the case, do you recall a family meeting with members of Ms. Warner's family, Mr. Warner's family, and some of his and Mr. Warner himself on roughly March 9th, 2022?
I do.
And during that meeting, do you remember what law enforcement officers were present?
It would have been myself, Detective Drewier, I believe Detective Singleton, and then FBI Pat Guillahan. Sheriff was present for the beginning of the meeting.
In the meeting, was it at least in part to brief people about the status of the investigation?
It was.
And then at that meeting, were you also asking people if they would volunteer their phones?
I did.
And was that, for example, a consent download?
It was.
Had Mr. Warner prior to that given access to his electronic devices?
He did.
And so he'd given access to phones, iPads, things like that, correct?
Correct.
Now, at that meeting, did anything unusual happen?
Yes.
What was that?
Greg Hardy and say Little Billy and his podcast individual, another partner of his, I believe. I don't recall his name offhand, but called us out in the hallway. Myself.
At this point, I'm not asking for what anyone said. I'm just asking what happened. But if I may, so I am going to get in what was the content of the conversation, because I'm not offering it for the truth of the matter asserted. I am offering it for, one, a plan that Mr. Hardy and Mr. Little had, but also it goes to what happens next with the investigation.
It is 100% hearsay, and I don't think it establishes anything that Detective Greca does next during the course of this investigation.
I do not know what the statement is, so I have no way of analyzing it right now. I'm gonna have to ask the jury to step outside to the jury so we can have some additional discussion outside. the court.
Yeah, someone had a podcast. See you later, Steven.
So what are the statements that we are talking about?
My understanding of what occurs is Mr. Hardy and Mr. Little want the detectives to pretend that Mr. Hardy is providing his telephone to be downloaded, but they don't really want them to download it. In part because, at least from my understanding, is he's communicating with an FBI agent about the case.
So I did not follow all of that. Can you
Okay.
say that once more?
Sure. So the meeting is there in part to ask people for a consent download of their device. Mr. Little and Mr. Hardy ask, I believe it's Detective Greca and Detective Dreer, to step out into the hallway. They want them to pretend that Mr. Hardy's going to turn over his phone. They want them to pretend that they are actually downloading the phone and then give it back to Mr. Hardy. But in reality, Mr. Hardy is not consenting to the download of his phone. It goes to the effect on the listener, it goes to credibility, and what happens next with Detective Greca.
What?
All right, Ms. White?
What effect did it have on the listener in the case? I mean, how did it affect what he did? And I don't see how it's relevant to whether or not Mr. Warner killed his wife.
It's relevant to who's being investigated and what steps were or were not taken, who was or was not a suspect. Also, a command is not hearsay. Pretend to take the phone, but don't really download it, but pretend that you did download it.
All right, so to the extent that there were commands or requests for Detective Greca to do something, I agree those would not be statements that contain assertions, so they would not constitute hearsay. I also agree that they can be used, if they do contain assertions, that they can be used to show the effect on the listener, if any. And so I would overrule the hearsay objection.
Thank you.
You can bring it back.
I don't know who Little Timmy is. I didn't get that part. I don't know what she was just arguing about. I just don't know it.
Thank you. So Detective Greca, going back to that meeting, it sounds like you, Detective, now Lieutenant Drewer, Billy Little, who you called Little Billy, Chris McDonough, who is his podcast partner, and then Greg Hardy, the five of you stepped out of the main meeting into maybe a hallway and had a conversation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And will you tell?
You missed probably the most beautiful rendition of "O Canada" that has ever been sung. Sue was draped in the white and red, and I'm just sorry that we haven't been able to get more than 30 people in here today, because I think this is the most beautiful. Holly Mack was crying with patriotism and said, "Not even Robert Goulet could sing 'O Canada' that beautiful." It's it was just thinking about it. It and then I don't know, Holly. I think the French version was better than the English version. You could feel it more. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, to patriot living all of us command. Car ton bras pour l'ép, il se porte la croix. Ton history est une épopée des plus brillants exploits, et ta valeur des fois trompée. Otaché nos foi et nos droits. Otaché nos foi et nos droits. I can't. It's the first time I cried on screen.
Tell us what you were asked to do.
Greg Hardy wanted to present it as if he was consenting to his cell phone to be searched, which is what we were doing with all the family members of both sides. We had approximately 5 Michigan State Police phone analysis individuals in another room. We're going to brief the family, answer questions after we briefed them on what was going on, and have the phones being downloaded at the same time, just out of efficiency. So at the end of the meeting, we'd be able to return their phones back to them.
So just so I understand, so Mr. Hardy wanted to pretend to give you and the other law enforcement officers his phone for a download. And so pretend he was consenting to the download, but not really have the download occur.
That's correct.
Is that something that you agreed to?
I did not.
Why not?
When dealing with an individual, such as this case, Mr. Warner, if they catch you in a lie, it can hurt you later on down the investigation. We can lie as law enforcement to individuals when we're talking to them. However, you lose face and it could harm his cooperation in the future.
So you indicated that that did not occur. You were not going to participate in that.
That means angry in Danish. So that's a funny little Freudian slip when it was about Sue.
That is correct.
Did you ultimately get to do the consent download of the phone that day?
Of Greg Hardy's?
Yes.
No, we did not.
Thank you. Now, when you were speaking with Ms. Wise about the searches that were conducted on the Munger Road property, you indicated that essentially
this was the initial leading detective, the guy who was out for lunch for 8 months and didn't want to talk to the state. He has been really pissy on the stand all day, and he can't remember anything, and he didn't want to say anything. In one of the clips, he even says, Can we just pretend that we did this so we can get the other side of the family to calm down?" Of course, those were my words, but that's essentially what he said.
it's standard to try to make contact with a homeowner unless it's some kind of unusual situation. Is that accurate?
Correct.
And so when you were on the property for the search warrant on April 27th, you already had officers there. We could see it in the background, but you were calling Mr. Warner to alert him that police were on the property.
Correct.
And that sounds like that's standard for what you would do.
Yes.
You also indicated that there's a strategic reason to ask for consent to search. So that way, if there's a problem with the search warrant, almost belt and suspenders, you've got the search warrant, but someone also consented to the search. Is that fair?
Correct, as well as if you found something that was not listed in the search warrant, you could seize it as well.
So that sort of rapport building or communication has a valid law enforcement purpose?
It does.
And so when you were communicating with Mr. Warner, you said you tried to be as candid as possible. Do you think that benefited you in terms of him continuing to speak to you?
I believe so.
No, I want to wrap up. To be clear, you received a subpoena to testify here today.
I did.
Did you want to testify in this trial?
Yes and no.
Okay, so explain that to us.
The yes part, just for the truth to be able to come out.
And why what's the no part?
I'm retired. $1.50 an hour, I believe is what I get paid to testify today.
When did you retire?
August 20th of 2024.
August 20th of 2024. Was that something that you had planned? It sounds like you've been working for 30 plus years, or was that a bit of a surprise?
No, it was pre-planned. Our retirement's based on our best consecutive 4 years. That weekend was a race weekend, MIS. We make 4 days of overtime on that. It's big money, so it was pre-planned.
Now, once you retired, did you do any work at all on this case? Any sort of monitoring of it at all?
No.
I asked you a compound question, so I'll break it down. Did you do any sort of work on the case?
I recall one thing.
And what was that?
There's a lady that was writing me. Her name was Ruth Nortley. She just kept on writing me letters, kind of a pen pal type thing, but she was vested in it. She knew the family quite well. She was an older lady farmer. She would also, when she would write me a letter, which was at least once a week, she would send me a letter that she had written to Dale Warner as well in a self-addressed envelope, so I could read that, and then she wanted me to forward it to Mr. Warner.
So did you continue to communicate with Ms. Nortley just because she was writing to you?
Yes, somewhat. But after an investigation, no. But then there was an incident that I wanted to get in writing from her. Felt was important before she passed. She was on hospice.
Did you ever get that incident in writing from
I did
her?
not. I did not. She passed.
Who did the incident involve? If you remember.
Greg Hardy.
Getting this information from Ruth Nortley or some Nortley who's writing letters.
I didn't ask what the statement involved. I just wanted to know. He said he wanted to get a statement in writing.
You asked him who it involved.
Sure.
And I don't think we have a foundation for his knowledge of that yet. I suspect we know, and there may be an issue with it, but you can inquire about the foundation issue if you want, and then you can address whether or not it's yours.
Thank you. So did you interview Ms. Nortley?
I spoke to her.
And without getting into what she said, did she share information about various people?
She did.
And who were those people?
It was Dale Warner, Greg Hardy were the primary ones. Angelina.
And you wanted to get a statement from her about something that she had shared, again, without getting into the statement.
That's correct.
Of those three people, who was it about?
Greg Hardy.
Now, despite the fact that you're retired, living your life, you said getting $1.50 an hour is or is that it? I think as a witness, potentially.
Correct.
You got the subpoena and you're here in court testifying, correct?
I am.
And I know you had to have your memory refreshed a bit. When's the last time, you had access to your reports and body camera? Is that when you retired?
Prior to my retirement.
Prior to your retirement. So since you retired, it's not like you take your body cameras, your reports and things with you and study them at home.
That's correct.
Okay. And then you retired, probably about a year and a half ago, or even over that. So you said August of 2024?
Correct.
I have no additional questions. Thank you, sir.
I believe you indicated that the defendant gave you full access to the minor child, Lena?
Yes.
Okay, and was it your understanding based on the defendant's multiple statements that she wasn't even home the last night that her mom was seen?
From him?
Correct.
The specific aspect of that, I'm going to say I don't recall.
Do you recall if Dale Warner told you if Angelina spent the night anywhere that night?
From him, I don't recall. I know the answer to that, but not from him. You want me to read? It's going to be additional questions, or is just what you asked? Okay. Yep.
Did Dale Warner tell you that Angelina was not even home the last night her mom was seen alive?
She was home but leaving.
So she was not there that night.
She was there but left.
On the night of the 24th.
I'm sorry. Can I see that again?
Oh my God.
Was it your understanding that Angelina was present in the home on the night of April 24th, 2021?
She had been present during the evening part, approximately 7 or 9 p.m., and then left with Amy Alexander.
For the night?
Correct.
Okay. As far as Greg Hardy not wanting you to look at his phone, did you know the reason why?
I did.
Okay, and why was that?
He stated that a federal law enforcement officer was providing him information that he would get in trouble for providing.
And was this information about his sister?
That's what I took it as.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing further.
Detective Greco, was it your understanding that Angelina, while she wasn't home that night, she lived in the house with Mr. and Ms. Warner, correct?
That's correct.
And was it also your understanding she would at least witness them interact? She would know what she observed of their relationship?
Correct.
And as it relates to Mr. Hardy indicating that a federal law enforcement officer was giving him information, what would be the problem with that from a law enforcement perspective, providing detailed information to a family member?
There was several. The information wasn't coming to not myself, law enforcement. It was going to a family member, and it appeared to be confidential information obtained, say, through illegal means.
And can that impede the investigation?
It can.
I have no additional questions. Thank you.
Nothing further.
We have several questions from jurors who'd like to approach and we can review it.
The funny thing is he claims it's because of he's only being paid $1.50 for sitting there. Well, you're getting your pension. So you have $1.50 more today per hour than you would have had anyway. And you are a law enforcement officer. How many times have you served subpoenas on people who said, you want me to take my day off work to come sit in your courtroom to say, yeah, I saw John go into the store and pick up a suspicious large amount of medication that could be meth. Can't they just dismiss him? No, we have jury questions.
That the parties agree that all but one question may be asked.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct.
Okay. Did Dale ever restrict you from going to certain areas during the consent searches?
The only restriction was the revoking of the consent search at one point. And then we came back with the search warrant. Other than that, nothing was off.
Thank you so very, 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 very much, Genuine. You are way, way, way too generous. With this level of entertainment, you shouldn't have done that. $2 would have been enough because I'm really not delivering today. But that'll fill up my gas tank driving to the birthday party tomorrow.
With Zach consist of?
confirming that he was on the bank account, making it legal for us to access the bank account from Zach on his mother's to see if she was using a credit card, getting gas or anything else. That was the first contact with Zach Bach.
Oh my God. Come on now.
When you put your body cam in the police car, was it because you wanted to talk to Jaron Warner off the record?
It was not.
In your interviews with Dale, did you ever notice any tears or emotion about his missing wife?
No, I'm going to my nephew's. I can't remember how old he's getting. 11, I think, tomorrow. And he lives 2 hours from me, and my daughter lives 2.5 hours further away. So she's not putting the baby in the car and driving almost 5 hours each way. That's the big problem with having family in 2 parts of Denmark. But hopefully, when he's older, he'll get to do the rights.
Tears, no. Emotion, yes.
All right, Ms. Wise, do you have any follow-up questions you want to ask on those issues?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Sure.
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. And may we excuse Detective Greca from Ms. Bean at this point?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks for your welcome.
We're going to be more than 8 people. We're going to be my brother and his 3 kids and his wife. That's 5. I'm going to be there. My other brother and his girlfriend, fiance. That's 8 people. Then his then his mother-in-law, the sister, her husband, her 2 children. And be 13 people. 13. That's an unlucky number. Maybe I should stay home.
For example, witnesses must swear to tell the truth, and lawyers must be able to cross-examine them. Because news reports do not have to meet these standards, they could give you incorrect or misleading information that unfairly favors one side. So to be fair to both sides, you must follow this instruction. Thank you, and have a nice week. All right, and you can sit down, sorry. So that we have a record, I will read the question that was not asked. That was, when Dale asked you to leave the farm, did that seem unusual to you for someone missing their wife? Is there anything else we need to address on the record before we adjourn for the day?
No, Your Honor. No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I will be sitting in one end of the table and playing Uno with my brother and his fiance. No, because I'll get to drive home and be alone again. What a day. What a way to go on a weekend of. Oh my God, they can make it boring. We spent an hour listening to the credentials of a paint expert who then said, I can't tell you if it's the same paint. And then we had a fingerprint expert who found his fingerprint on his farm, on a tank we know he have moved. Revelations. Then we had forensic digital examiners telling us that there was some searches that could sound suspicious, but they couldn't tell us when they were made. So, okay. And then we had the former lead detective who said, yeah, I didn't think he was a suspect. Didn't see anything at the farm, didn't notice anything, and I don't want to be here. So Monday, we're going to have the cadaver sniffing dog on the stand, and it's going to answer tough cross-examination questions. 1 for yes, 2 for no, because they can't do leading questions when it's animals. And Lassie will be the translator. My God. If the Kelsey Fitzsimmons trial is available, or the hearing from today, because I hear there was fireworks, I might look at that on Sunday, Fun Day, members only day. I'm probably not going to make Friday Night Live tonight because, again, I have to leave my house at 10 a.m. and normally I'll go on at 5 a.m. with the expert, and then I'll go back to bed. So I'll see when I wake up because it's 10:30. So I need to see Rick. Yeah, havoc in the court, and we'll see what if any happens. But Monday we'll start at 10 o'clock because this court is never on time. Or in the bottom of it's Flipper who's telling Lassie about Timmy being at the bottom of the well. Genuine, thank you so much for the way too generous donation on this crap show, and happy birthday, and tell your hubby to do that special thing and think about me when you do it. Stop saying stuff like that, Baker. Even if it's a Friday, just stop it. I'm being just as degenerate as Zach now. I'm sorry, Genuine.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.